Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Is your job affecting your health? Do you become fatigued? Does working take time away from family and social events like watching wrestling? There's an easy solution. Sue your boss. See, the great thing about this country is you can sue anyone for pretty much anything, and you'll probably win, or at least get a settlement. At the firm of Rakin and Ponzer Personal Injury Attorneys, we can show you how falling down and howling like a sissy can result in a large damage award from your employer. We also specialize in awards for injuries suffered in auto, bus, and train accidents, and can even train you to throw yourself in front of a bus and pretend to be injured. Hey, that's why they pay for insurance. Call the law offices of Rakin and Ponzer and get ready to enjoy a life of luxury.
Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift. It's episode 402. I had to look because I was going to say 602, and that's way in the future.
That's way in the future.
Like they say, you know, Japan is like in 2045. That's where I'm living. I'm just hanging out. I'm in the future. I have to come back here and go, oh man, look, you guys still write with like ink on paper? What is this? But I'm me. I am the greatest man who's ever lived, your funky leader. It's me. It's Matt. I'm your host. With me, as always, it's the light bearer, the light bringer, the Beastmaster, Third. It's Eric, and he's here to tell us, hey, Eric, what was it we used to say 200 episodes ago, like 4 years ago? Was it like how was your week? How was your week, dude?
Yeah, that's what we used to say. How was your week? What did you do? Anything? Well, I did stuff. I went down to my sister's house. They live in Ohio. You all know this. And if you don't, there you go. You've been educated. So we took the fam down to Ohio. We went to Kings Island. Pretty much every day we were there. We're riding roller coasters. We're flying around. Let me tell you, though, I'm very sad because it's the 45th year of the Beast. One of the best, coolest coasters there. It's the longest roller coaster in the entire world. Literally, the entire world. So much fun. But it was closed every single day we were there. So I didn't get to ride it. But you know what I did do? I bought a shirt. The 45th anniversary Beast shirt. Because I said, you know what? I'm a part of the Kings Island crew. And I want to be part of the Beast crew. And it's the 45th year. And I wear a large. And larges, you know what? They don't stay in stock. Larges are not in stock. And guess what? I went through about 3 stores on Kings Island looking around. And I found one large left, and it was in a pile of extra larges. So I got lucky. I just got lucky, and I got my shirt, so I'm happy about it. But I haven't ridden the Beast yet this year, so I feel like a fraud because it's the Beast 45th year, and I haven't actually ridden it yet, but I bought its shirt already.
Nah, disregard, dude, because it's fine. Because you'll be back there this weekend.
Yep.
You'll be back there next weekend. You'll be there the weekend after that, and the weekend after that.
Yeah, I'm going to ride it.
You know, you'll be there all the time in the next month, so it's fine.
It's true. I will ride it. It's going to happen. We'll be there. Not as much as Matt says, but I will be there a few times for sure this summer. No doubt. So that was fun. Visiting family, having a good time. Y'all know the rigmarole on that. You know, just hanging out, seeing what's up, doing this. The sad part of this, I'll tell a quick story, is the brother-in-law Chad got a big old Blackstone, the best of the best, you know, the newest of the newest Blackstone as a birthday present. He got it all hooked up on one of the days we were there. And was like, all right, Sunday we're going to do smash burgers. I'm going to make my first smash burger. I'm going to do it. So I'm over here. I'm watching all the best smash burger people. And I'm like researching this extensively. And I'm like, all right. So now I'm a smash burger fiend. I'm going to do it too. But anywho's, he went to do it. Well, guess what? There was a big thunderstorm. Thunderstorms were rolling in. We waited. It all ended. You know what didn't end though? The wind. So he fires up the Blackstone. He's got it cooking. The day before, when there was no wind, he went ahead and got it all prepped or whatever they call seasoned. And it was hotter and hot. Everything looked good. All of it turned black, the whole 9. Today, though, winds are just whipping. And it's not heating that Blackstone up right. Nope. So he's smashing these burgers. He's putting them on, and he smashes them. And they're not cooking. They're just not cooking like they're supposed to. Because if you don't know, a smash burger, very, 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 very thin. And it's supposed to cook very, 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 very fast. And it's supposed to have the crispy edges. What happens to burger if you leave it on too long? It starts to pucker up and then does the little oval thing. A smash burger doesn't work if that happens, so it has to be fast. He had no heat. And to boot, the lid kept slamming shut and trying to murder him. So I had to go hold the lid up permanently myself, physically. And he's over here trying to get these burgers made. But 3/4 of the Blackstone is not hot enough to cook these burgers right. Even the last part really isn't, but it's at least cooking them. So, needless to say, it didn't happen, folks. We didn't get the smash burger attempt we were hoping for. The burger still tasted good, but he was very disappointed. I told him to put the damn thing in the garage and cook from the garage from now on because it's a Blackstone. It's not like the heat flames are flying up or doing anything crazy. You're not going to blow anything up. So maybe he'll do that. Still a good time. Had a great time. And, of course, while I was there, I did play some Stellar Blade, watched anime. I won't talk too much on the Stellar Blade, except to say, as I always say, God bless. There's tons of mini quests, tons of side quests, tons of stuff to do, and I'm getting lost in it. I'm not going to the main mission like I should be doing. So, of course, this game, instead of being this 9-hour, 10-hour adventure I thought it was going to be, is turning into 20, 30 hours. And I'm like, I wanted a 9-hour adventure. I wanted a 9 to 12-hour adventure. This could be it, but you know me, I can't just power through everything. You give me a bunch of side quests, I gotta go do them. I want to go see what's going on. I want to see what costumes I get. As I tell Matt, they give you all sorts of costumes. You want to be sexy? You can be sexy. You want to be conservative? They've got it for you too. Stellar Blade has it all. And I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'm having fun, so I'm going to finish it and do what I want to do with it. And then I'm going to get back to Yakuza, because Matt said, don't be a douche. You better finish that damn game. You already got 55 hours in it. And he's right. He's 100% right. But of course, the last little bit I did this week, Matt, I turned on Persona because I got the new monitor. And I was like, oh, I got to see what Persona looks like. And I turned it on, and I started playing it, and I went, oh, God. Oh, my God. It's gorgeous because, of course, with the new monitor, the colors are so beautiful, so crisp. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then on top of it all, it's Persona. I love it. I adore it. I love all the character interactions. I love just the pace and the setting, of course, Persona. And as I told Matt the other day in the What's Playing, I don't know how much longer I can resist. I don't know how much longer I cannot play this game for. So just getting that taste of it really got me back in the mood to play it again. And other than that, not too much, folks. Just some anime. Well, lots of anime. Let's be real. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I won't talk about it. But it was fun. It's been a pretty good week. But, you know, recovering from a cold. You might hear it. Other than that, that's all. That's it, Matt. What'd you do, buddy? How'd you fare this week?
Well, it was a crappy week, but that was in Workland, and we don't talk about Workland. In the real life world, 2 wrestling shows were happening over the weekend. There's WWE's King and Queen of the Ring taking place from, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, one of their Saudi shows. And I only mention it because I don't watch the weekly shows. I only watch the pay-per-views. And I've been hearing that, man, since this longtime TV production guy stepped down and the new regime took over, like, the camera work is so cool, so much better. I've seen clips on Twitter of, like, these really cool camera shots. I'm like, all right, cool. That's neat. I finally saw one here at the show. It was Logan Paul, because, yes, he's in the WWE, versus Cody Rhodes for the title. Logan laid Cody out on the announce table, went up to the top rope, and did this big frog splash onto him. But he poses on the top rope, and they cut to a drone shot that did 360 degrees around the man, and then, like, went behind his shoulder and, like, jumped with him, essentially. I was like, God, that's so cool to see the massive crowd all around him. And then you go on the journey with him, kind of. It was awesome. It was so cool, because, you see the hard cam and you see the handheld cams. This is the first time ever I've seen a drone cam, like, live in a match, and it was flipping cool. Super cool. Fun show that day. Very next day, AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. A fantastic show. Everything you could want from the top to the bottom. Tag matches, hardcore matches, technical wrestling matches, women's matches. A great show. It's always great. I always have fun watching it. They had a big monster return. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it for anybody. But, wow, just fun. An awesome show. I love it when it's pay-per-view weekend, because even when I go into it this time, where I had missed a couple of the weekly shows, and I've kind of been in a funk. I'm just like, oh, man, well, I guess I'll spend money and watch the pay-per-view. It's always the best wrestling, and I have the best time, and it cheers me up like nothing else. On the video game front, I beat Lies of P, and if you listen to the What You Playing, I talk a lot more about it. That game was fun, and a blast to play, and quite easy for me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It was fun. I had an easy time with it. I had a great time knowing those characters, talking to them, seeing that beautiful world that you're in, just kicking butt, taking names. It was great. I loved it. After that, though, which it's it's a darker game. It's not very colorful. My mind wanted color. My tongue wanted color. So what's been installed on my PS5 hard drive forever is a game called Pyre from Supergiant Games, and that is so colorful. And it's kind of visual novelty, and it's kind of sports action kind of gamey because you're forming a team and you're grabbing this ball and you're dunking it in the other team's pyre, essentially. It's kind of NBA jammy. But outside of that, everything is so colorful. Everything has so much character. Characters are going around in this wagon, and it's like bouncing, it's cartoony. It was just what I needed to just cleanse the palate, freshen things up. But then I also went, man, playing Liza P, third-person action, sure is fun. What do I have for free? I have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for free. Let me start playing that. Let me start playing it on the default difficulty that it gives you. Hey, I'm just having fun. I'm killing stuff with a lightsaber. Oh, I got killed by this boss thing. Okay, let me go get that boss thing. Star Wars noises. You know the deal. And it's been fun so far. And that's pretty much all I've been doing this week. Like I said, everything outside of just playing the games and watching the shows has been crap, so I'm not going to talk about it. Hey, we're going to talk about some games that came out. Woo, let's do it.
What are we doing? We're talking about games that came out. Well, this is a weird one, everybody, because there's this weird, strange game that came out.
I'm calling you out because I was living in the future. You're living in the past because this game came out already.
Didn't it?
You're a liar and you're a fool.
It's crazy, right? It's MultiVersus, guys. It came out. It came out. It already did.
It's been out.
But guess what? It didn't for real. All right? So apparently, MultiVersus game a while back came out. Was doing well, but kind of fell off after a bit. So they were like, hey, actually, this was just a beta. And the game disappeared again. Went away. And I said, hey, watch and wait for our actual real release this time. Well, guess what? As of now, right this day, today, you can play MultiVersus. If you don't know what it is, it's a knockoff of Smash Brothers. So just think that type of chaotic combat, arena stages, all sorts of wild abilities, crazy random characters. You got Scooby-Doo and the gang in there. You've got LeBron James in there. I'm talking some wild stuff going on. And of course, they all have all their typical wild, crazy moves, your basic attacks, your special attacks. You've got items thrown out throughout the game, special call-ins from different groups and, genres and themes throughout it. The whole thing. It's Smash Bros. Everybody knows what Smash Bros. is. It's that simple. Except you're playing with a billion other random-ass characters that aren't Smash Brothers characters. So it's back out. So if you played it last time, and you're like, why did it disappear? Well, I don't know. You get to play it again. So I hope you have fun, and I hope it's real. The second release does better. I mean, it did well, but apparently not well enough, and it disappeared, and now it's back. I'm confused, but this is the world we live in. Apparently, you can release your game and then not release it, and then release it again later when you think it has a different chance at a different outcome.
Two things. I was on that Whatnot stream that I've been telling you about like 2 nights ago. And they were like, hey, man, what have you guys been playing lately? As he's showing the games. And they're like, MultiVersus. And he goes, MultiVersus? Didn't that come out already? How'd that come out again? What are you talking about? So it's a callback to that. And what I was thinking about, too, is this reminds me of a line from one of my favorite movies, Ocean's 13, where, because, they're planning a heist on the casino. And they go, yeah, the grand opening is set for July 3rd. And they go, but it's already open. They go, yeah, that was a soft opening. Well, what's a soft open? Well, it's like an out-of-town premiere. Oh, okay. And that joke, repeats all throughout the movie. And it's just like, that's exactly what they did. They had a soft open, but they actually closed and then had the grand opening. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's wild. I mean, the game itself is fine. I watched a lot of streamers playing it back when it released the first time. And if you don't know, it's Player First Games, that's developer, published by WB, which is why you get such a eclectic, weird group of characters, because it's all WB stuff. So, I mean, in and of itself, that's kind of cool too. But I don't know. It's like, if you didn't make the hit the first time, are you really going to do it this time? I don't know. Maybe. I have no ill will against this game, but I also have no real desire for myself to play it, because I don't even play the GOAT, which is Smash Bros. Anymore, which I used to love and adore. But it's here, folks. If you want some crazy, wild crew of WB characters and you want to do some Smash Bros. Action, MultiVersus might be for you. It's out pretty much everywhere except for Switch, so any device you play on, go check it out and get some action in there. Go LeBron James and go break Bugs Bunny's neck. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time with it.
And if you don't want to be doing that, you can play Capes, which came out yesterday as we're recording this on the 29th of May, developed by Spitfire Interactive, published by Daedalic Entertainment. This is out for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. I think it's out for PS4 also and Xbox One also. It's out for everything. So if you want something that's not out for everything, go ahead and get MultiVersus. But if you want something that's out for everything, get Capes. And what this is, it's a turn-based, tactical RPG with superheroes. This takes place in a world that 20 years ago, all the superheroes got beaten by the supervillains. And now they've created this oppressive, evil regime where if anybody portrays superhero abilities, they get carted off, they get kicked out, they get taken care of, all that stuff. And now you, in this game, Capes, have a young team of superheroes. You're fighting, you're the resistance, you're doing all this stuff, and you're having turn-based tactical combat. Think of like XCOM. I've been hearing the combat in this is a lot of fun. Tons of fun to play with all these different characters, with all these different powers, because everybody fills a different niche on the team, and everybody has different abilities that can synergize really well with other people's abilities. The only downsides I've been hearing are the graphics aren't like eye-popping. Think of like Fortnite type of characters. Everyone's kind of smooth, everyone's kind of cartoony. And I've been hearing the story's not that great either. But I also heard that about Marvel's Midnight Suns a couple years ago when that launched, and I enjoyed that story. I enjoyed those characters. I enjoyed that world. I enjoyed playing tactical combat with superhero abilities, and now Capes is here to do that same thing. So if you missed out on Marvel's Midnight Suns, or you're scared of cards, and you're just like, oh man, small things that you use, I can't do it, hit up Capes, because I'm hearing that it's pretty good. One thing that I will say that I thought was pretty cool, though, you move and attack, and everybody gets 2 actions per turn, and blah, 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 blah. But if you don't use all your action points, you can bank them, and that starts filling up your ultimate meter. So I love the possible, pulling the strings there. I can move him here, and I can hit that over here to knock this guy into this barrel. But I don't need to follow up and kill him because I can bank that, and then I'll have her follow up and get him, but then she'll bank her other action, so they're both powering up their ultimates. So when the boss comes out eventually, because I see him in the back row, I'll have 4 people with ults, and I'll just go, do it Matt style. Just power up the giant laser cannon and then obliterate somebody. So I've been hearing good stuff about this one. I'm excited for it. I was excited for it when I first heard about it, and now, again, this is one of those games, surprise, it's here. Oh, it was supposed to be 6 months from now. I couldn't possibly play it right now. But if you have time to play it, if you got money to play it, if you're looking for a tactical RPG type of niche, if you want a different superhero story, if you love superheroes but you're sick of DC, you're sick of Marvel, you're sick of Spawn or whatever Image Comics is doing, I don't even know what they're doing, check out Capes. Check it out and support a cool developer doing a cool thing in a cool genre with cool characters and cool abilities. What more could you want?
That sounds pretty damn good, Matt. It does. And you know what else sounds pretty damn good? It's free games on different devices, different places, throughout the internet, throughout the console world. And I got some for you with Amazon free games. There's none. You don't get any. You don't get any free games. There's no games right now for Amazon Prime, folks. You ain't getting nothing till June 6th. So you won't hear from us about that one till next week. All right? So suck it up, Buttercups.
Well, I mean, there are still free games out right now, but they're not new ones.
Yeah. We already told you about them. So you got to get the ones we already told you about. But there's nothing added. Nothing special happened. Sorry.
And I'm going to move on to Epic because you, Eric Batten, you jinxed it. I talked good about it and talked it up last time because we said, man, if it's a mystery game, it's something badass and cool and something awesome and great. And it turned out to be Dragon Age Inquisition's Game of the Year edition, and we went, man, that's pretty cool. The next game's a mystery game too, so you know it's going to be a banger. It's going to be a rocket buster, Eric said. And it turned out to be Farming Simulator 22. Hey, how's that one going for you, Eric? You really loving that one? You enjoying that one? You having fun farming?
Very sad about it. I was very sad because we did pump it up, and I was hoping it was going to be great. Well, I mean, it may be great. Steve out there, he's a farmer now.
Steve might know.
Growing corn, maybe this in the next season. Grow some grain, then green beans the following year. I don't know, because you got to cycle that. You got to cycle that soil, man. We all know that. Then you got to let it just do its thing for like a year and just grow nothing, just grow weeds, and then a couple random corn stalks will come up or something, and then you run in the fields and you eat them before the deer get them.
And speaking of running in the fields, if that doesn't appeal to you, and that's fine because that's already gone, so if you missed it, it's too late. You can run through a field and hack your buddy apart with a claymore or something because Chivalry 2 is what's live right now. And that's, guess what? It's been free everywhere for everything. So if you happen to not have it, especially on the Epic Game Store, go get it for free. I mean, I'm making a joke of it, but people loved Chivalry back in the day. They loved the first one. They loved the second one. If you love wacky kind of melee first-person brawling with swords and axes and big old hammers and stuff, go check it out. Have some fun with it.
Now, here's one for you, Matt. Do we tell the folks about what PlayStation Plus has to offer for June? Because it hits June 4th.
Wait, you mean like the free?
Yeah, the free.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
hit it
Well,
up.
you know what? June 4th, folks. So not before, it's a weird one because it'll be like a day and a half, maybe 2 days before we do the show next time. But it's technically before the next show. So I'll just give it to you now. June's PlayStation Plus games for you, free of charge, are SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. Actually pretty cool. Not my type of game, but I hear nothing but great things about people who love SpongeBob SquarePants. So there's a game for you. AEW Fight Forever. Don't know, don't care. Not going to play it.
I shouldn't have bought it. I shouldn't have bought it when it launched because I didn't have time to play it. And now it would have been free.
Now it would have been free for you, man.
And I will say, I've heard people really love the gameplay. There's not a ton of content in it, but if you love wrestling games and wrestling gameplay, check it out. I've heard the gameplay is a lot of fun. There's a bunch of different modes, but I don't think they last very long. There's not like a career or a universe mode. But I've been hearing good stuff, so check it out. I'll check mine out eventually at some point.
Some point. And there you have it. On the last one is Streets of Rage 4. This one's a big deal. Awesome game. Everyone said it was fantastic. Great game. Awesome homage to Streets of Rage, obviously. I always wanted to play it, but it's just one of those games that was going to slip through the cracks. It just was. That's the way of the nature of the beast. But, alas, I don't have to pay for it. I can just go ahead and download it, check it out, and if I play it, cool. If I only play it for an hour, cool. It doesn't matter because I didn't pay for it. It was free for me. So I'm super excited about this.
And I had the same experience because it was, or still is, on Game Pass when I played it. And I don't think I even beat it all the way through. I played it until I got tired of the Streets of Rage thing, because this formula, the bad guys treat this bad guy this way.
Yeah.
But it was still a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. Everybody loves that game. And who doesn't love a side-scrolling beat 'em up? But you gave us the PlayStation stuff. I'm going to give you the Xbox stuff because on Game Pass coming up this week and maybe a little bit into next week. I'm not sure, but I think they're mostly today or the next day. We got Moving Out 2, that wacky game where you're like moving stuff in and out of buildings and you're knocking everything over and everything's blowing up and having a great time with it. You also get Lords of the Fallen, the new one that has the 2 world switching mechanic. So if you ever wanted to try that one out but didn't want to drop $70 on it, drop $15 on your Game Pass for this month and you can try it out for free. And then Humanity. I've had this one pre-installed for a while. This is that you're controlling giant wads of humanity and like crazy stuff is going on. We've seen it on PlayStation for a while. It's coming to Game Pass. Check it out for free. And speaking of free everywhere, almost everywhere. On Steam, on Epic, on GOG. We got Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, Relics of War. This appears to be a real-time strategy game, like top-down, clicking around, moving units around. Not my type of game, not Eric's type of game either, but it's free everywhere. Put it on your Epic account, put it on your Steam account, put it on your GOG account, so when the apocalypse comes and all you can do is just power your PC for one last go-round, you're like, God, I wish I had bought some games on this store. Boom. You have this one on every PC game store, pretty much. Go check it out.
Now, just a quick aside for that, you just go to your favorite place and look it up, and it'll be free for you to get, or do you got to get it from a specific spot?
I had a link to GOG, it was where I got it. But if you go on Steam, I think you can redeem it there, and if you go on Epic, it's just free there. I don't know how it's free everywhere,
That's
but
crazy.
check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely grab it. Just a matter of where, Epic or GOG, because I have a bunch of games on both, so who knows? We'll see. You all figure it out and go get it yourselves. I know a lot of you, I don't get it on Steam because Steam is superior. Go do that. Have fun with it.
Yeah, we got a lot of people going, duh, I only use Epic. Epic is my free game that I never play anyway. That's what I do.
That's me. Stop. I wasn't attacking you, Matt. You're attacking me. That's not just...
And then there's actual people who have like wizened wizard beards and like have like a neat hat that they lift up and then go, oh, a free game on GOG where I play the most classicest games there ever have been. Whoa, goody on me, bully for me, haha. So they're cool. GOG is cool. I mean, I really like that service.
They're just happy because GOG are just randomly, you'll get some stuff here and there, and it's neat. It's strange and weird, but hey, whatever. You're giving me some actually pretty good games, so I'll take it.
And if you ever want to play an old point-and-click adventure game, you're going to play it on GOG pretty much.
Yeah.
Because they got everything.
Mm-hmm. They sure do, Matt. And you know what? Speaking of everything, we just got everything announced to us at the PlayStation State of Play. We sure did. It was exciting. There's a lot of good stuff. I don't know. Were you happy, Matt? How'd you feel about this?
As it so often is for me, it was a tale of two halves. Because first half, I wrote down a lot of stuff. I underlined a lot of stuff. Second half, I stopped writing stuff. Well, I didn't stop writing stuff down, but I stopped underlining it. I didn't put stars. I went, well, this is the Eric half. This is kind of cool. This is kind of neat. They ended it off with a rocket buster. They ended it off with a banger. But I will say one thing, and this has been the case for so many showcases that we've been watching lately. And maybe it was just my internet connection. I don't know. But what is with them putting in trailers where the frame rate is terrible? What is going on with this? I saw like 2 or 3 in here. And some of them were like, hey, it's the cinematic. And the frame rate was just herkity-jerkity. And I went, that's the part that should be 100% crisp and going. If you have wacky gameplay, crazy effects everywhere, then your frame rate can drop. But was it just me? Did you see some of those? What's going on?
I didn't see any of it, no.
Okay, maybe it was just me, but I don't believe it was just me. I don't believe it.
Everything was fine to me. I had no issues. There was nothing hiccuping. But, of course, maybe it was hiccuping on something I didn't really care about. So I was just like, whatever, I don't care.
Probably.
Because like you said, I think the first half I was kind of, meh, whatever, don't really care. And then the second half I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. Now I'm stoked. Now I'm excited. So it was just like you said. And, of course, I was actually surprised because I thought VR2 was gone. I thought PSVR 2, I thought they'd given up. 100% was like, okay. Especially when they announced that they're going to try to figure out a way to let you plug it into a PC and just play whatever PC games there are. I thought that was like I know, guys, we'll at least give you this one last thing so we didn't like completely screw you. Here you go. But I was wrong. They went ahead and announced a couple freaking PSVR 2 games that looked absolutely amazing. And of course, I was surprised by one of them, Matt, was the Alien. It was Alien Rogue Incursion. And I went, oh my gosh. And these are from the folks that did the Saints and Sinners, the Walking Dead games, which are apparently like really, really good, isn't it?
That was the other one.
Was it? Oh, that's right. They did the medieval one. Okay, I had it backwards. Well, either way, I liked the Alien Incursion one. Because, of course, I loved watching you play Alien Isolation. Mm-hmm. I was like, that was cool. I didn't play it myself, but I watched you play the entire damn thing. And I went, that's insane. It's super tense, super cool. Well, later on for you, it wasn't tense because you were able to burn them anytime you came. So the fear level went down. But in a VR world where this same type of thing is happening, except for you're looking literally through your own eyes at it, the potential for that to be insane is just way up there. So I was like immediately just like, yeah, I'm going to have to play this game. Like it's a must to check this thing out. Unless, of course, it like 100% bombs and gets like a 0 and no production value in this at all. But I doubt that'll happen.
See, I would be excited for this. I mean, I am excited for the concept of this. Because just like you said, Alien Isolation was a lot of fun. You know, creeping around, skulking around, getting hunted by an alien was really cool. But this is one of those trailers that, on my end, maybe it was just for me, I don't know. The frame rate was just out of this world terrible. The facehugger came crawling up out of the egg, and it was just like, like the animations weren't there. And I was like, not there. You get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It didn't look like it should have looked. And I went, oh, what's going on here? Oh, look, the alien is kind of going, stutter rawr. I went, oh no, this could have been really cool, and I could have been really excited about it. But I wasn't.
Bummer. That's a bummer. And I'll just say, since you're not going to mention it, the other VR title, too, was awesome. I got them back mixed up. I don't know how, but you're right. It was the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners who did the Behemoth, the Ballad of Ontario or something like that, or Behemoth. No, it's Behemoth, yeah.
You're getting it mixed up again.
I'm getting it mixed up. Oh, my God. It was Behemoth, right?
Skydance's Behemoth is the one you're thinking of.
Yes, okay, yes. Behemoth is the one. Yes, because they had the entire stupid giant monster that they showcased like every 2 seconds in the background. That was the only part that was bugging me. I'm like, I get it. There's a gigantic monster. And they kept showing him and showing him and showing him and showing him. I was like, all right, I'm fine. I get it. There's some kind of monster in the background. What's it have to do with anything? Who the hell knows? I don't know. But the gameplay was very solid. The graphics were like very, very crisp. I bought Legendary Tales, like I told you. Still haven't got to it. I'm going to get to it, but I bought it because, of course, as I said, I'm going to support the games I really want to support, regardless of when I touch them. And those reviews were great, wonderful, but of course the graphics look kind of like what you expect out of virtual games. This one, though, actually looks amazing. This game looks like it could have been like a late PS3, early PS4 title. And if that keeps that promise and that like kind of that graphical quality up, just that alone and roaming around in a medieval fantasy type world is going to be worth buying, in my opinion. So anything above that is just going to be little cherries on the cake.
Now, don't be sad when I say this. I know you usually get sad when I say this sentence, but you're wrong, Eric. You're wrong, because you said you're not going to talk about this game. I was actually going to talk about that game.
Was you?
Yeah, and I went, that looks kind of neat. You know, they started with a story, and I went, okay, there's a giant and gods and whatever. Our god's better than your god. Okay, yeah, that's every religion everywhere. But then they started showing gameplay. I remember a conversation with buddy Eric on this podcast. It was in a mailbag question. It was games that got canceled, and we talked about games that didn't make the light of day, and we talked about Bulletstorm 2. And as I was watching this game, I went, look, you get like a grappling hook. You can shoot it out, and you can drag a guy towards you, and you can hit him with a thing. Oh, and you can throw him, and you can kick him. And you can grab a guy, and he comes shooting towards you, and you can kick him into this big wall of spikes. This is like medieval Bulletstorm. That's literally what I'd put, medieval Bulletstorm. There you go. Happy birthday, everybody. I was going to talk about a VR game because it looks like the game that we want to actually happen and come out. But now I'm going to switch to a game that I want to come out, but it's not going to be that kind of game. But it is kind of, but it's not really. It's the game to start off with. Firewalk Studios' Concord. And most of this reveal was just a CG trailer, showing the vibe of the characters, their interactions, going back and forth. They had a wacky scene, and then they got in a chase, and they were trying to get this thing. And I went, man, I was falling in love. I went, man, I love this character. I love that character. I love their interactions. I love the big, brooding, hulking dude. I love the robot. These characters are awesome. But I'm no dummy. I'm not stupid. I saw it and I went, oh, they're trying to get a thing from another team of guys. This is going to be a 5v5 competitive shooter. Hey, guys, it's a 5v5 competitive shooter. And I wrote down a word that I can't say on the air here. But then they saved it. They saved it a little bit because they showed the gameplay, and the gameplay looks fine. It looks fun, but it's not the kind of game that Eric or I are going to stick with forever because we just don't do that anymore. So I was sad. But then they said, hey, if you log in each week, you'll get a new cinematic every single week that fleshes out the world and these characters and their interactions. And you can hang out with the characters in these little cinematic scenes every single week. And I went, now we're talking, because you charmed me with those characters in that scene in the diner and getting hustled and having the thing stolen and then going and using their powers to steal the thing back. I want to see those characters. Now, will I buy this game? Maybe not. Probably not. Just because it's a 5v5 competitive shooter and that's not really my jam. But the promise of that it's not just going to be, oh man, the story and the lore is so rich, but you never get to see it. They said you get to see it every week. This thing that I want in the game, they're going to be showing off every week. So I'm tempted because that cinematic start, I loved it. I loved every character. I loved every second of it. It looked amazing. So if they even are just popping out cool cutscenes every week that look like that, Blizzard level cutscenes, I don't know. I'm so torn on this one because of all the things I just said. But there's a closed beta coming up. It goes on sale like August 23rd. I don't know. It looks amazing, but not for me, but yes for me because of just story. I don't know. It's weird.
So this one is a funny one. I wasn't going to bring it up only because I just doubt it'll ever be played. We don't do our Borderlands nights anymore, so there's really no way I'd ever play this unless the Borderlands night existed. So I immediately just went, okay, yeah, cool beans, completely dropped. And I was actually very sad about it because I forgot completely what, I remember Concord said they were, Concord, it's a game. And I went, cool. And then they just announced it. And I went, oh, what's this game about? And then I went, oh, we're actually just a 5v5. And I'm like, oh, never mind. So, I don't know. This is a bummer, but I wish there's still a part of me, man. Man, we got to get that Borderlands night going again. We got to play these multiplayer games because I'll speak of the second one, Marvel Rivals.
Mm-hmm.
It's Overwatch. It's literally just Overwatch.
Literally the stages they're in are just Overwatch stages.
It is Overwatch. You're just playing with Marvel characters. But that's cool. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love Marvel characters. And then they added a cool team-up thing where if you get the right matchups, they have combo attacks you can do. So not only are you out there with your own skill set, but me and Matt can synchronize and play with certain characters that have a really bad Mamba-Jamba combo and then even dominate more. And that just sounds like a lot of fun. Of course, all the skins you're going to get for all the different Marvel characters. I mean, it's limitless, and everybody, the money's in it, the fan service is in it, the fans themselves are going to be in it. I feel like this is going to be one of those ones to watch. I think it's probably going to do really damn well, especially since Overwatch, let's face it, isn't what it was back in the prime days. So I think this is going to be everybody's like second chance, second breath to get into that type of game again. And I'm like, man, once again, this looks great, but we don't do Borderlands anymore. So as great as it sounds and as much fun as it sounds, there's no way I'm buying it because I'm not going to buy it. And then we go, yeah, we're still just too busy doing our own thing and gaming. And, oh, all right. And then the game just goes away. And I'll go, oh, it was $70 that just went down the old tube. Bye-bye. So unless that got implemented back, even though I'm talking about it and excited and think it's going to be great, I'll never touch it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I mean, it's been out, I think, on PC, maybe in beta has been going on.
Yeah, they just did for like streamers only, like certain streamers.
Because I've seen some clips of it on Twitter and things, and I go, man, that looks really cool. What's that from? Marvel Rivals. Okay. So watching it here again, I went, man, that looks cool. The team-up attacks, everything you just said. But I don't have somebody to play it with unless we literally make a point to get together, buy these 2 games, and play these 2 games, and that's the thing we do. But it looks great. Like, it looks awesome, and I'm interested in it. And another game that I shouldn't mention because it doesn't really affect either of us right now, but I'm mentioning it for a reason. They talked about God of War Ragnarok coming to PC. But I mention it because God of War Ragnarok, it's on my New Year's resolutions list. So I have it on my wish list. And probably to celebrate it getting announced for launching on PC, it's like 40% off right now. Obviously, it doesn't go on sale very often, but it's down to like 38 something bucks on PS5. So if you don't have it yet, you should get it. I'm going to get it. That's why I'm mentioning it. But another thing I'm going to mention, and this isn't really a joke, but it is. Infinity Nikki. It's the game that's just for Eric. You dress up your waifus and you take pictures of them. But the only reason I mention it is because I looked at it and went, oh, it's the fluff game, it's the cutes game, it's the whatever's game. What was with like the last 15 seconds of that trailer? She goes into like a spooky dungeon. There's like a spooky lady all chained up like Marika. And I'm like, wait, does this actually have a story?
Is this a real game?
Yeah, is this like those Switch RPGs that came out where it's like, oh, you're farming and doing stuff, but then actually you have to save the world because there's actually bad stuff going on. Is that what's going on here? What's going on? That was like a weird, creepy ending.
I think it is. I do. I think it is all about giving her the costumes and doing what you do and that, but I do think it does actually have a real story and you really do go on missions and do stuff. So, I don't know. I'm never going to touch it, even though Matt jokes it's my perfect game, but it did look good. You can't deny it. It didn't look bad at all. It looked great. It looked a lot like Genshin Impact, but of course a different genre. So the colorful, beautiful, the drawings all seemed crisp, clear. Yeah, Steve, this might be up your alley. You want to make clothes and dress her up and be super pretty, while you're mowing your yard and doing your power washer.
And hey, I'm not going to lie. That intro cutscene before it got to be you're taking pictures in the fashion land, walking around with this cool character, and hey, it's us, we're here. It made me smile. It's a cute, fun little thing. But who knows? I don't know what the gameplay is. Maybe it is a dungeon crawler. I don't know. I was writing it off and I was zoning out and then went, tum, 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 tum. What's she doing here? Whoa, weird.
Speaking of weird, Matt, Silent Hill 2 got talked about here. And I did the thing I should have done. I should have just went straight and watched this whole thing as it is with nobody commentating, but I didn't. I went over to a group of folks and watched them commentate while it was happening. And let me tell you, trailer for me, awesome. One hiccup, the only hiccup I did have was that the main character just looks like he's some just depressed, weird, kind of off-looking dude. He does look just off. There's something about him that doesn't look quite right. But everything else was perfect. Everything else was Silent Hill 2. Looked great, felt great, all the vibes seemed to be there. Everything about it was just fine. I was impressed. I'm happy. I'm very excited. But those commentators, they weren't having it. It just seems off. This is what a garbage can of fire. And I'm like, so it's what we always go back to. I feel like the narrative is set for Silent Hill 2. It's set. We're gonna hate this game. We're gonna not like it, and we're mad because Konami gave it to a smaller group that it shouldn't have, and it should have went to like, a big Capcom type group or somebody, and they didn't do it, so we're going to hate this game no matter what. That's it.
Now, the only thing I will say is I agree with you that he looks weird, and the girl he was talking to looked real weird too.
Yeah, the people seem weird.
People seem really strange, and the only thing I would agree with whoever you watched on it was it didn't look, I don't want to sound like a graphics whore when I say this, it didn't look as good as I thought it would. Like, it looked fine, it looked good, but after Resident Evil 2, 3, 4 remakes, like, I think my brain is like, when you remake a survival horror game, it looks like this. Mm-hmm. And it's not triple A, triple S tier, which again, Liberty is a smaller developer. I'm not trying to be that guy though, but it was just the initial impression was, like they showed the cockroaches scattering from the light and stuff, and I went, man, that could look like really cool. And it looks cool, but it could look like really cool. That's the only thing I'll say is it didn't meet my expectations, but my expectations are too high anyway because of, we've talked about it.
Well, that's what everybody else wants. They want the AAA remake. It's like, that's not what's happening. It's not a AAA remake, but it's infinitely better looking than Silent Hill 2 was.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And like, I truly am, as I always say, I'm not a graphics whore. I enjoy graphics, but I don't care. As long as you're recreating this game and you keep the feel of it, which I have full confidence that you can do because I played the medium and I really enjoyed the medium, I'm happy. I don't need it to be the Resident Evil 2 remake experience. I don't even like Resident Evil. I don't know. Resident Evil wasn't ever my jam, so I won't talk bad about it. But I'm kind of like it, if for give or take here and there. But it was incredibly graphically beautiful. I'll give you that. But it's like, that's not all there is to the damn game. But that's all everybody sees. It's just, if you'd have gave it to Capcom, the graphics would have been amazing. I'm like, well, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. I can't say you're not right. Maybe it would have been better, but that's not what they did. But that's not what I'm looking for. And it just makes me sad that the media groups have already decided that we're going to rate this at a 0 to 2, and that sucks.
So we're going to go from a game that's too close to Eric's heart, so no matter what, he's going to be sad and sore.
That's right.
To a game that's so close to my heart, it's Dynasty Warriors Origins. It feels like it's been 10 years since I played a Dynasty Warriors game, and it can't have been that long. But when I saw Chinese people looking at maps, when I saw yellow turbans, and I saw hordes of enemies, and I went, oh boy, what is this? Is it Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Is it Kessen? What is it? And then I saw a guy go through and just hacking up people. Just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And hundreds of people getting KO'd. And I went, yes, it's Dynasty Warriors. And now you're a nameless character because it showed them with all kinds of different weapons. And they've had custom characters in Dynasty Warriors before. But I'm interested to see how they specifically talk about this nameless guy showing up and affecting the events. What does that mean for all the events that we've been through 100 times before? But I got excited. A new excuse to play some Dynasty Warriors. As long as it doesn't get crap reviews from people who know Dynasty Warriors, because I've seen that from a couple of the last ones. Like, I'm a hardcore fan and this one isn't it. And I go, oh man, come on. Mm-hmm. Hopefully this is good, because I love Dynasty Warriors. It's been 2,000 years. I want to play some Dynasty Warriors. And I'm going to end with one that you can talk about, because we both see it, we both saw it. And you almost mentioned it before, Ballad of Antara. It looks pretty cool. It looks like a Souls game, but I can't tell if you play as different characters, because there's the guy with the kid on his back, there was, I think, a lady, and then there was like the big rock dude. And I went, man, I'll be a big rock dude. That's basically what I was in Elden Ring. So I'm excited to see what this is. It's a Souls game, so maybe yes, maybe no, but it might be a modern Souls game, so maybe yes. We'll see. And
that's what the feeling I got from watching that was exactly that. I think it's more the newer style Souls game where it's not as difficult and crazy. And I love the storytelling in it was fantastic and really, really good. So it was another one that got my attention. I want to pay attention to it. But that's passively just because there's so many other games. The line I'm going to end on, Matt, it's obvious. You already know what it is. Monster Hunter Wilds. Actually, there's another one I want to talk about, but I'll let you probably talk about it because there's no way you're going to skip it, right?
Are you talking about the last one? Because that's the only one I have left.
Yeah. Okay. You got it.
Okay.
Whew. I was like, well, we can't end without talking about that one. But Monster Hunter Wilds for me was the other big affair. And last time they showed you the trailer, kind of gave you an overall like, ooh, look how... This time, they got gameplay. You're hunting monsters. It's showing you taking one of them out of the old clan, and then the other characters bombing them, so they're falling over, and you get this one to keep chasing you. Sandstorms happening, so there's environmental effects going on this time around. You're actually not just getting one monster. You got to, find a way to seclude one or fight them all in some instances. I don't know how often that'll be a thing, but either way, it feels like you're actually out in the wilds, which is the whole damn theme of the game, apparently. And you're actually having to deal with what creatures would be doing in these instances and having to figure it out. Just figure it all out. Meanwhile, the rest of it is Monster Hunter to the umpteenth. Hey, I'm random new Monster Hunter. Hi, I'm this crazy wacky girl, and I'm the other scientific girl, and I'm Bazaar, the leader of the guild. They stick to that every time. It never changes. Like, I don't know what it is. They just can't change it. It has to be that way. But I've come to love it. I've come to appreciate it. It's Monster Hunter.
I only wrote down 2 things about this one. One was, this is another one that I had weird frame rate issues with the cutscene at the beginning where you meet the people.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? It's the cutscene. Maybe it was my connection. I don't know. But the only other thing I wrote down was, hello, ladies, because there's 2 pretty ladies right off the bat. So they knew what they were doing. They went, if we just say Monster Hunter, Matt's going to zone out and he's going to go,
but you get 2 pretty lady companions.
Pretty girl and a girl with glasses. And I went, oh, hey, hi. Like, I scruffled up my white tee. I straightened it out a little bit. I went, I sat up in my chair.
Are you going to be dateable by chance, ladies? Is there a new mechanic in the Wild Monster Hunter World Wilds game,
And then it turned into Monster Hunter, and I went, but where them ladies at? Where you? They're not here. It's just monsters. It's just monsters fighting each other. Okay, well, whatever. And I started to zone out because that's a big one. Monster Hunter Wilds is a big game. I think Capcom's closed their show with it like 2 or 3 times.
Well, because it makes them the most money of any games they have. So.
But I went, okay, it's the show closer. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start minimizing the window. I'm going to start doing this. And then they went, hey, and there's one more game. And I remember this when I saw the character pop up because another podcast I was listening to said, hey, we think there's going to be an Astrobot kind of game showed off in this next week or 2. Boom. They showed off Astrobot, which, if you don't know Astro, he's the little PlayStation mascot dude. He came pre-installed on your PS5 Astro's Playroom, which was just a fun game. A lot of fun, a great tech demo, a nice little walk throughout history of PlayStation. And then Astrobot here got revealed, and it was poppin', it was colorful, it was bright, it was beautiful.
Incredible.
It was everything that I thought from that Infinity Nikki first section. It's bright and colorful and cheerful. And that was this all the time, all the way through. And I went, man, after playing some Lies of P, some other sad games, some heavy games with dark themes and things, I had almost forgotten what it felt like to see a beautiful, cute, fun 3D platformer. And I went, man, I am all in on this. I am here for this. I want to just have a fun time and unlock Easter eggs and see these characters in Astrobot form. I'm sold. I'm in. I love this. This is great.
I was right there with you, Matt. Sold 100%. It was gorgeous. It was wonderful, beautiful. You get the Fox sidekick. Everybody's showing up. You got all the different Astrobots, Aloy, Kratos, all of them are there. And then that scene where they showcase all the systems and the Astrobots are on all the systems, and then you do the Star Wars teleport, and I'm just like, this is incredible. And then they were like, hey, you know what? Let us show you what we got going. They showed you flying around in Star Fox type levels on the DualSense controller. They showed you on land doing your typical platform adventuring stuff. They showed every dang way in which you're going to play this game. And that every time, it was just like you said, I went, beautiful, wonderful. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. They had the cool boss fights and the music crescendoing, and they 100% nailed that just lighthearted, fun adventure that I want to have.
It made me think, too, of that other podcast I've mentioned once or twice before, because a couple weeks ago they were talking about controllers. This segues in, trust me. They were talking about controllers and how they feel, and one talked about the DualSense and how when he got it and played Astro's Playroom, because the first thing you play on your PS5, he went, man, look at all these amazing abilities. These are going to be in every single game from now on. And they're not, but they'll be in this one. Mm-hmm. I guarantee it. And that's the other thing that got me hyped. When the DualSense flew in and deconstructed, and then he was walking through that little pit of all these little metal bowling pins, essentially. I'm like, it's gonna be making the sound from your little speaker, and it's gonna be rumbling just like you're walking through them, ting 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 ting, things falling over. This is what I want. Not just a little tech demo that was a lot of fun. I want a big tech demo that's a lot of fun. It sounds dumb to be like, man, I'm excited for a tech demo with some cute characters and do some platforming, but I am. I'm sold.
Yeah, I really think they're going all out. I don't think it's good. I think it's going to be a full damn game. I don't think we're getting some shorty here. I think we're going to get the full Monte Cristo. And of course, when I say that, I don't mean it's going to be like some Persona type 100 hours.
Right.
It's going to be what an adventure platformer is, 15, 20 hours. So I'm not going to go, hey, you idiot, this game was like 9 hours. No, you know what I'm talking about. Don't be stupid. But I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. It's a day one buy.
And I didn't mean tech demo like I thought it was going to be short.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a full game, but to have all the things in it like you have wanted with your DualSense forever, it's chef's kiss moi.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of the few games I buy that I can literally just go, hey, girls, here you go, play this game. Because most stuff I buy, they're not interested in or they never stick it out. So be a nice one for everybody.
Absolutely. You know what else is for everybody? Uncle Matt's Trivia Corner. Because the answer to last week's episode, I think we only got one right answer, and we got one right answer that was cheating. The answer to the last question is Dragon Slayer Ornstein and Executioner Smo, or just Ornstein and Smo. That is the answer to that one. Coming up this week, we have another oddly phrased question. I can't help it. It's just the card that was drawn. So I'll say it as written, and then I'll explain what it actually means. The question this week: by what name was the classic video game Another World known in North America? So, in America, there's a different title for the game Another World in Europe. Do you know the answer to this question?
Well, I know it ain't Earthbound because that's Mother and Earthbound or whatever.
It isn't a Japanese game. It's like Europe had this name, and then America has this name.
And America did something else with it. No, I don't have it. I don't have a clue what this one could be. I'm not even in a realm of guessing. Missed?
No, sorry.
No, not okay. Done.
You probably heard the name before. It's
Well,
we have one more until the cards refresh, so I've been looking through, and there are some easy ones in there, but there's a lot of hard ones,
too. A lot
of
hard ones? Okay. I got to start doing some studying then, I guess. I don't want to look like an idiot for this entire year. It's going to be terrible.
What about you out there in podcast listener land? Do you know by what other name that game was known in North America? If you do, let me know. Or if you just have any other kind of feedback, questions, comments, concerns, if you just want to say hi, if you want to send us another mailbag question, the show is already long in the tooth. We'll save it for next time. I didn't expect it to go this long. I had it ready. I had it on deck, but it's too late now. It's too late. I'm sorry. I apologize. But send any of that stuff to us via the email, thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine at ThirdShiftME. Find us on Facebook on the Third Shift. Hit up the Discord, the Patreon, the Twitch stream. Hit up my house. Come knocking on the door. I'll let you in. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Just come in. If you're going to kill me, that's fine. So be it. If you're going to hang out with me, so be it too. That's fine.
While you're going over to Matt's house and killing him, having a good time, don't do that to me. I don't appreciate it. I don't want you to do that. I want you instead to go spend your money on our Patreon. It's a little tip jar. Go throw some money in there for us. So while you're killing Matt, throw the money in there. That way we can buy more stuff, have a great time, have just a swell old time paying for the internets to keep on platforming, keep on podcasting for you. And if you can't do that, you know what? You can also head on over to the old iTunes and any of those other places, give the 5-star reviews. You know the gamut. Come on, folks. I want to hear it. I want to see it. Give us the reviews. Go give us some mailbag questions, which we will eventually get to. But for a while, we'll keep on, being crazy and postponing because we end up going along with the two. So we'll get there.
One of the mailbag questions is about summer game trailers, so we have to do it next week.
Yeah, because otherwise it's going to be too late, and we're going to be idiots. Jeez.
But speaking of that next episode, it's going to be dropping on or around the 6th of June on iTunes and Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing, you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out, and we really do appreciate it.
Indeed, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much out there for supporting us, helping us out, doing all the things we just talked about. You know what? That's all there's to say. Just, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not going to tell you about the iTunes again. I'm not going to do it. Because you don't listen anyway. Jabroni.
Hey, with that, there's nothing else to say but.
Don't
Don't forget to save.
Shut up and sit down.